to Gang Stalking, your number one source of I think the only true source of information left, the only trustworthy one.
We give you the straight dope. We don't have no ulterior motives. We have
the straight dope in the young person, in relatable, easy to understand language.
We're hipping with it.
We're not being all elitists.
Yep.
It's the straight dope.
Yep. We use terms like "that ain't it." That's how you know that we are just.
We tell
like
you when
kids.
It's not it.
Yeah, Chief, that ain't it. Like stuff like that.
We're always saying that.
Constantly. It's actually kind of fucking annoying.
A lot of these other podcasts are giving you the gay dope.
Yes.
And we're not about that. Sorry. Just don't like them. No offense, okay?
Yeah. Just keep them away from me.
Nothing against them, just don't like them.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
nothing against them. They just disgust me. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Because everybody's always like, I tell people that, and then they understand. Like, oh, okay, yeah, no, it's of course.
You're talking about this, and I'm trying to not to gag at the thought that an alternative lifestyle is really an alternative lifestyle. We're not giving the straight dope is
we're not
to me.
Yeah, we're fudging the info, but we're not. When was the last time we even were we quarantined last time? Did we exhaust all the jokes?
No, we didn't at all. Nothing has happened in the meantime, by the way.
No, not at all. Okay, so we were still doing unemployed jokes last time?
Yes, now we've got super unemployed jokes. Like we
fucking reached a level of unemployed that is like, I don't even know what fucking I don't even know how to finish sentences.
Look, man, I went and applied for my unemployment checks. I went to apply, and then it turns out that my career doesn't qualify. but they expanded it so that it does qualify, but there's no clear way on how to apply yet. So that might just be a rumor. There's no truth anymore, which really upsets me. Like everybody, if you ask any given person what's happening, they're going to have a different answer than the next person over. And you'll talk to 5 different people who are super confident about the way that things are going to unfold, and they'll all have completely different responses. So
you ask your friends, you're like, hey, do you know how to apply for unemployment? And they're like, did you see the stripes in Ellen DeGeneres' house? It looks like the fucking Epstein building, dude. Look at the fucking, did you see the TikTok or whatever the fuck dude? And you're like, okay, do you know where is there an office I go to? What is
I heard these things about these unemployment offices, but it's the digital era. You think that I would somehow be able to apply through the hypernet.
Someone tweeted a pizza emoji.
Oh my God. I mean, there's literally no way not to talk about the fact that this is the way the world is. I wish that we could avoid it, because usually I guess we usually talk about all the shit that's going on anyway. Everybody's talking about
dope. We're gonna get demonetized though.
Oh no.
Apparently, maybe it's only with channels with a lot of viewers, but I did also hear they're literally also just removing videos.
I ate an entire loaf of bread in one day.
That's okay. That's what I was going to get to. It's fucking bread time, apparently.
Yeah. I brought a bread machine with me from college. So I graduated college in 2017, and then I brought everything down here pretty much immediately after. I live in the southern half of the United States now, and amongst my possessions is this bread maker. It's pretty sizable, and I've lugged this fucking thing with me everywhere I've moved. And never once used it. And yesterday was the day I fucking broke it out and made a loaf of bread in that fucker. And it was so yummy and warm, and like the steam rose out of it. And I ate the entire loaf of bread inside of 24 hours. The bread came out at like 5 p.m. yesterday, and I ate the entire thing in the morning today.
You can't let it go stale. Yeah, no.
No, it's fun.
Yeah, no. I'd switching from probably I was at like 50% protein to 100% carbohydrate diet. has been it's been a change. It's had a lot of benefits, like sleeping all the time. Like I've just been I saw a tweet that was like, who else can't sleep because of coronavirus anxiety, and I'm over here I'm napping from 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I've just been waking up at 3 p.m. It doesn't matter what time I go to sleep. Like last night went to sleep at 1 a.m. I woke up at fucking 3 p.m. It just can't be avoided. And I've been doing all the stuff I'm supposed to do. Like I'm going outside, I'm running, being athletic and stuff. But
see, I have not been outside in 1 week. Or wait, what's today? Sunday?
It was like
Sunday already.
Declan,
I haven't been outside in 9 days, and I'm pretty sure I can make it until this coming Friday without going outside for food.
I broke my streak. I hadn't worked out since the beginning of this whole social isolation thing, or social distancing. Sorry, and I went for a run on like Wednesday of last week, and it got me higher than any drug I'd ever done in my entire life. It was so euphoric.
And then you're like, oh no, I accidentally took a detour through the coughing fields. Oh no, they're all coughing on me. Oh fuck, I was so close. I was being so careful.
Yeah. They just made sure they sent the brigades through because we're under martial law here. Mm-hmm. A tank rolled up and escorted me back to my residence. I wasn't ready to die over that.
Hand, yeah.
Yeah, tank holding my hand. But some of us are a little bit better adapted to this than others.
Oh yeah, I made a couple of loaves. Sourdough starter is going
nice.
All right, I guess it's tasty all on its own. You don't even need to make bread out of it. I just fried it up, made it into this insufferable hipster on YouTube told me that I could make little scallion pancakes out of it, and I did. It was delicious. So that's going on. Had some left over. I've been eating flounder. Let me tell you about flounder.
Well, what? Okay.
You buy wild caught flounder. They didn't have any salmon last time I went. I bought some flounder. It's cheap, low mercury, and the fillet is super flat, so they thaw and cook really quickly. It has basically no flavor, but it's so convenient.
Nice, dude.
Nice.
I can only get cartoned eggs. There are no eggs left in my city.
Wait. Carton don't all
I'm sorry, I can only get like jugs of eggs, basically. I can only get egg whites. I can only get egg whites.
The carton tin, yes, like the milk, right?
Yeah, because I'm a huge consumer of eggs. Like I'll eat like 3 eggs a day,
just the whites.
But yeah, it's I mean, my diet for a good week or so was nothing but like beans, brown rice, ground turkey, and eggs. Because I immediately went and bought, before all this went down, I went and froze a bunch of fucking ground turkey. And then that's what I have going, but I'm kind of running out of that stuff. So I've had to resort to whatever is left. So I've been making bread. And this morning I made myself some avocado toast because I had an avocado sitting in my fridge for like 3 weeks. And I pulled it out and I'm like, this is going to be completely black on the inside. And it was so perfectly ripe and it was so beautifully spread. It was phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I'm tired of this shit. Straight up. No bullshit. No bat.
I like it. I'm running out of ways to combine ingredients, but it's a good challenge because technically I have enough calories to last a long time. But it's like, boy, what am I going to do with this rice? What am I going to do with these burgers? I
am working through my backlog of ingredients.
Yeah, it's nice. Got all these oats. Got to eat these oats before June 2021 or something.
Yeah, it's a good reason to clean out the my cabinets, I guess.
I told you about. I tried to dehydrate a bunch of shredded potatoes.
Yes, and they turned out all gross. They turn
a very, very unappealing color. Let me see if I can find that dehydrated. Like something you wouldn't want to eat. I'll see the pictures on Google as everyone did them right. It doesn't.
So I live in a major city.
Rip.
One of the 20 most populous cities in the United States. So I don't have anything. There's nothing at my grocery store. It looks like a fucking pandemic movie in my grocery store right now. There's no meat on any of the shelves.
Everyone's has looked like that for a month. Yes.
Yeah, it's just like a fucking. I want my ground beef. I want it so bad.
I'm getting info. Like I know someone who works at a grocery store, and they're like, "I'll say some shit. Just let me know if you need anything." And you fucking like people telling me like, "I think you gotta go on Tuesday. That's the day to go. That's when they stock the shit."
So I'm actually getting set up. So people. So yeah. They're like. They're like, okay, if you show up at this time on this day, they'll have toilet paper. I'm like, okay. And I show up and there's a fucking gang there and they beat the fuck out of me.
Yeah. My mom delivered toilet paper and left it hanging on my doorknob.
Oh, wait, were you asleep still?
Yeah, it was the morning.
Oh, your mommy.
What
I remember when I could see my mom.
Just Skype, bro.
I don't like looking at people.
Yeah. What grocery stores? Yeah. I don't know. I forgot what.
If anybody's watching this, please check in and tell us how your personal experience is going. Send us emails. Oh God! Oh no!
Oh no!
Send us emails or leave a comment. Because I want to hear how people are doing throughout all of this.
Really comment on our YouTube.
Not because I necessarily care about you, but I need to know what's coming.
You need to, yeah. More information is always good. I did finally get a job offer.
Oh.
I did not answer the phone though because the area code was in New Jersey, and that was Friday. So gotta wait until Monday. I hope that doesn't hurt my chances. It is probably better that I didn't call him back though, because I'm still waiting on.
But it is in your area though.
Yeah, that's one that I interviewed for. Yes.
Gotcha.
But I was supposed to hear from my first choice on Friday and didn't, so I'm gonna maybe wait a little bit longer, see if they call me, and then I'll take the other one.
What if you don't? If you're able to reveal what would you be doing?
Software development.
Oh, cool.
For like an equipment wholesaler.
Gotcha.
Like measurement equipment, like a warehouse. I don't know.
So you would be making like programs to fucking keep track of inventory?
No, it's for like people who buy the equipment. It's like apps to use and it's like support shit and
that sounds really stressful.
You buy you buy some shit and it has an app, and I guess that's what's going on.
Oh, excuse me. That sounds really stressful. Unlike my job where I'm just capturing the most important moment of somebody's life on film all the time. And there's only one go. I guess it's a relative thing. But yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that. That would freak me out too much.
I mean, I wouldn't be the only one, developing it. It's not, whatever. Think about the bar for like proprietary equipment software, and it's like it can't be that much harder to do better than that. Also, I'll be getting a job and just working from home. That's
Are you serious?
Never meeting any. I think this one, the one that called me said they would like show me around the office and I'd be in there for 2 days and then I would just be at home.
Fuck yeah, dude. Nice. That sounds perfect for you. That means that you can go do things.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Your favorite
doing things.
My pal who works for he develops banking software.
Yeah.
Which if we use the same bank, he develops the software that our bank runs on, which means that it's busted all the time. And he's talking about how he's like, yeah, I can work from home now, which means that I can go do stuff like take train rides across the country. And I'm like, that sounds nice. That sounds like a nice way to leverage your
It's not a good thing to do right now.
Not now, of course, but he's saying like, it's become clear because of this that my position allows me to work from home.
Yeah.
So he's going to use that to work it into a full-time working from home job. I don't know. I don't have a job now, by the way. How the tables have turned. It's okay. I mean, it's not forever. I'll be okay.
Sucker.
I saved my quarters. I'll be fine. But hopefully those Trump bucks come through so I can buy a gun or something.
Buy a bunch of stimulants and a gun.
Doesn't that sound great?
It sounds all right.
I was thinking about how I'm cooped up inside now, and there's nowhere else I'd rather be right now than shooting guns with you in the woods, drinking.
Oh yeah, no. Steven and I were talking about trying to go camping, and I was like, just thinking like, oh my god, we need to buy a gun and just shoot a deer, and because there's no meat. So like, if you're camping, you need some fucking meat, and there's no cop, especially like where we live, that's big enough of a dick to fucking like get you in trouble for hunting, not hunting season when there's fucking no food in the grocery stores.
I feel like Steven probably has fucking skinned a deer before, not intentionally. He's just bumblefucked his way into skinning a deer.
He probably hasn't skinned one. I bet his household has tons of guns, but there's no. If I was his dad, I wouldn't give him one. So we would have to buy one on the way to wherever we're camping. I was trying to look at Airbnb, but there's no place desolate enough. So I don't know.
Yeah,
that would be so fucking sick, though.
Yeah, I would offer you my place, but it's currently occupied by a bunch of septuagenarians.
Yeah, no, a lot of people want to be not here.
Yeah.
You just got to, there's a place across the pond, literally across the pond from your place. It's been abandoned since the 90s. I bet.
Yeah, that cabin, I've fucking literally never seen anyone in it, but this would be the time. This would be the time that there'd be somebody there. But yeah, I was getting crazy nostalgic for the last time we went camping. That was a lot of fun.
Ooh.
That was a good one. You did a whole lot of cooking in the woods too that time. It was great.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that like, I'd say at the end of February, I started to get inclinations like this is going to go downhill really fast, and I was considering canceling my gigs and going up and just being up in New York for all this, and I was too late. It's all fucked now. I can't travel. So
yeah, I feel kind of bad, like turning, horrific world events into like aesthetically, like, comfortable and pleasant personal experiences. But the idea, like camping already feels great, but camping knowing that the whole world is fucked outside and you're just fucking chilling is probably pretty sweet.
That's the whole purpose of camping.
I don't know if it's always, sometimes it's just to drink lots of beer.
Well, because it's like, there are people who aren't drinking lots of beer in the middle of the woods right now, and you get to be one of the people that are. I guess,
yeah. It's just like camping advanced. It's just more.
Yeah. There's urgency behind the camping, and there's a necessity behind it that makes it a lot more, have a lot more gravity.
Yeah. I want to skin a fucking deer with no training and just wing it, and like find a bunch of black spruce and maple syrup and brew beer out of it in a fucking wooden cask.
You see, the thing is that what you're missing out on is you forgot that this is like primo fishing season. Because they are hungry as a motherfucker right now. Well, so the thing is we went when they were really well fed, because we were both getting eaten alive, or at least I was getting eaten alive by mosquitoes.
Yeah. Okay, but they were still biting and they were tiny. Like
yeah. I mean, that's like post spawning season. So like this is where you want to be there right now. It's a whole bunch of big fuckers who are really hungry.
Oh wow.
But
that's pretty nice.
Yeah, that'd be nice. We just have to make sure we go at a better season next time.
Oh, anything but mid-June. Dear God.
Dude, I was thinking about it. So I was trying to get laid, and we were in the woods, right? And
you don't have to remind me.
yeah. And
for the viewers, though.
And I was we went on a trip with a couple of my friends from college, and Declan came, and we were in the woods, and one of my friends from college brought her friend along, who was a single lady, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to make this happen. So I went out of my way to make sure that my tent was set up for 2 people, and everybody was aware of it. and then I woke up in the morning, and I obviously had not slept with her, because it just felt strange. And I looked, and there were mosquitoes sticking their stingers through the netting on my tent, trying to get to my flesh. There were hundreds of them.
Yeah. And you set up your tent away from everyone else so you could fuck, and you put it in mosquito Beijing.
Yeah.
You put it in fucking mosquito megalopolis.
They were pushing each other out of the way so that they could put their stingers through the mesh to get a little closer to me. It was horrible.
It's the equivalent of that's like prisoners like jerking off at the female guards like through the bars, you know.
yeah. It's like, get out of the way. I gotta get an angle at her.
Turn this way, sweetie.
God.
That was the funniest part about that ordeal is after that night, you guys, not the lady you were trying to fuck, but everyone else was hanging out by the pond, and I'm walking down, and the other lady was saying like, yeah, I thought she was gonna sleep with Ethan or this other guy, and then she sees me coming down, she goes, or Declan. I'm like, oh yeah, thanks for tossing my name at the end there.
Yeah, it was a courtesy call out.
Yeah.
Well, she never met you before, you know.
What does I mean that like?
Anyway,
before we get to the show, let's see my notes here. My last quarantine bit here is let me just. What about instead of quarantine, it's a quarantine, and you can only stay partially inside your house because it's too tight.
Nice pun, dude. That's fucking solid. I had another bit, which is this opportunity. I'm sorry. Your quarantine. Your quarantine deserves a little bit more recognition than that. That's pretty good.
Thank you.
That's pretty good. I have a completely uncooked bit, which is just that I've been watching a lot of Joe Rogan backlogs right now.
Oh, there's a lot of that.
Just because I like to have something to do while I'm cooking. And
I heard the early years it got pretty crazy because they were way higher all the time.
So I've just been watching Joey Diaz bits. Because Joey Diaz is inhuman. I don't know if you know this, but he is a walking stereotype. Yes. Not of any particular.
But also he's not people. Italian. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So he just exists as Joey Diaz, the character, all the time. There is no off button. And he's exactly who Joey Diaz is all the time.
He's a good character.
And he's like, I'm gonna tell you what, Jack. I was watching this movie the other night. I watched this movie, Quicksilver, with fucking Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon's the fucking truth in that movie, man. Kevin.
Did he actually say this?
No, this is just mine.
Oh, okay. Did Joey Diaz actually love Quicksilver?
No, he's just always going on about like some story or something. Or talking about a movie he watched where he's like, I watched this Eddie Murphy movie from the fucking 80s, bro. I'll tell you what, Jack. Eddie Murphy just about had me fucking crying, bro. He's the fucking truth. He always goes to this kind of whisper and then all the way back up. Joey Diaz is a special man.
Have you seen that movie Days of Thunder starring Tom Cruise? I watched it in 2003 with this broad I kidnapped. 35. Okay. Halfway through the movie, she stopped squirming. She was getting into it. I took the tape off her fucking mouth, you know.
and
Joe Rogan. The end of that movie is fucking beautiful.
Joe Rogan's looking around. He's like, I have plausible deniability here. He's just a goofball I brought in 8 times. and he's like, these aren't my views. Yeah, Joey Diaz is funny. That's all I got. Yes. It's just funny to listen to him talk.
Yep. Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. Yeah. So for anime, you said you wanted to watch a train wreck.
Yeah.
But you also we wanted something a little short, even though it took us forever anyways to record an episode. So, there's been a lot of train wrecks over the past decade. Yeah, decade.
Look, man, during any period of time, there's going to be some subpar stuff that aspires for a lot and comes up way short. That's
so like I was, I wanted to, it would have been great to have us watch Aldnoah Zero, but that's 2 seasons, and you really need to watch the second one to see it really fall apart. There's Valve Rave, again, 2 seasons. Valve Rave is a fucking disaster.
You're just throwing names out that I've heard, like...
Yeah, I remember you watching Valve Rave. I remember you texting me about it.
Distant history. Yeah. Okay.
Just garbage. I feel like if I look...
Is that Sunrise? That's Sunrise, right?
Valve Rave, yes. I mean, these are all... Every train wreck, like, shows that are shit are just shit. But the word train wreck is very specific, and I think the best definition I could come up with is a show that tries to be Code Geass. Because every one of those shows is trying to be Code Geass.
Yeah. Super overpowered protagonist. And then they've got like the mechanics of
cunning and mechs and factions and military. I feel like if I didn't look this up, but I feel like all these shows probably have at least some of the same like staff or writers or something involved because they're also similar. Guilty Crown, famous train wreck.
Mm-hmm.
Just a fucking mess. 22 episodes.
You could also make an argument that Code Geass is at times a mess.
Code Geass is a miracle. Because it's like all these shows really just display like how the fuck was that tightrope walked? How like it's insane that Code Geass only partially fell apart in some places.
Right. And it seals the deal in a way where it's like all of the ambition that these shows maybe have, it coalesces in Code Geass.
Anyone who says that Code Geass is bad does not understand it, has not watched all of these shows like I have, and doesn't get that it's a masterpiece of human engineering.
It's just it's like if you look through all of history, it's condensed down into the good things, but there are a lot of people trying to make the good thing happen. Like film history. So many people have tried to make like the best zombie movie, or like the best disaster movie, but then it's distilled in just a couple of movies. And I don't know where I was going with that. I'm a little drunk now. I get what you're saying.
I get it. So for short train wrecks, the one thing I could come up with was Big Order. And Big Order was originally a manga written by Sakai Esuno. You may have heard of something called Mirai Nikki, Future Diary. The anime aired in 2011. This show aired in spring 2018. You can hear us talk about it on our previous podcast. In fact, for the first episode, I'm debating whether we should actually talk about it or if I should just splice in our seasonal impressions of the first episode of Big Order, because you can hear us both talk about it. But animated by a studio called Ass Read. And so same studio as Mirai Nikki. They did a show called Shuffle, 2005, 2006. Gare Zero. I still don't really know what that is. People say it has a good like first 2 episodes and then it gets bad. I don't know. Yushibu, which is like a porny show about working in a grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
And then a show we looked at recently. Oh God, was that really 2018? Man. I remember doing the preview for this Lord of Vermilion, The Crimson King.
I don't remember this.
You might not have watched it. I don't remember. That was a bad first episode. I'm looking at these pictures of it and it's like, okay, I kind of remember this color palette and I remember it sucking ass.
Sometimes that's all I can remember from things that we cover from the season preview is vague impressions of what it looks like.
This one had a really obnoxious and memorable color palette because it was all just black and red.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole episode was just characters not being introduced and fighting each other. I remember this. It's coming back to me. Yeah.
I've seen quite a lot of those though.
That's true. They did that show with Tier Studio. Tier Studio has gone bankrupt. They filed in 20 recently. They did that show Why the Hell Are You Here, Teacher, about teachers and boobs, and then they filed for bankruptcy.
I remember that one.
Yeah. Blu-ray still came out though. Don't ask me how I know. And they did a show called Ari Fureta From Commonplace to World's Strongest last year, aka From Run of the Mill to King of the Hill. That was the isekai that was very, very silly. They liked the edge. But that show, if you Google Trainwreck Anime, Ari Fureta also the first image. It's all about your Guilty Crown, Valve Rave, and then that show.
Sure.
So they're the masters.
This is a subgenre of its own.
I think so.
Yeah.
So Big Order is only 10 episodes. Now,
merciful, I'd say.
Yes. I mean, it's like whiplash inducing, but also I guess it's better to just rip the Band-Aid off, kind of.
Yes. And I think that kind of adds to the enjoyment of it, is because it's so...
It truly is a wild train ride.
It's you're trying to get your fucking grips on things, and just when you think you've got it all together, it just goes a completely different direction. At least it feels like that.
So I watched 4 episodes of this in 2016, and I remember really looking forward to the rest, and then never got back to it. So I was like, hey, let's watch this. It's really after the success of Mirai Nikki, they were like, all right, let's do it again. It's the character design looks the same, and
yes,
and just a lot of the stuff is the same. The opening I think is sung by the same lady, except I think I did the math somewhere in here. Okay, big order. Well, let's start with Mirai Nikki. Mirai Nikki was 59 chapters, about 30 pages each. That's 1,770 pages. Mirai Nikki was 26 episodes. That is 68 pages of manga per episode. People said Mirai Nikki was rushed. This big order,
oh no,
exactly the same length, 10 episodes.
Oh
that
no,
is 168 pages per episode.
Why are you even bothering?
That's
it's like trying to turn Infinite Jest into a short film. It's like, what the fuck are you going for here?
5 to 6 chapters per.
Per.
I'm assuming they skipped so much.
If you're a creator, if you're I guess if you're making the show, you're probably not in the position to make those kind of calls. You need a paycheck, but if you're a creator, you wouldn't stop at any point and say what the fuck are we doing?
Well, I wonder if the creators were the one fighting to make it so fucking short, so they didn't have to go through,
maybe
making another Mirai Nikki.
Maybe they got a two show deal or something.
Yeah, I wonder who was. Was it the higher ups fighting? I just make it 10 episodes. We don't have the money. Just fucking do, and we need something animated. Is an
anomaly. That's a very strange.
Or was it the people making it? Let's just I think we can really improve it if we just make 10 episodes. Now, oh God, please get me out of this.
Oh yeah.
So yes, that's the context here, yeah. So that first episode, I'm not editing anything. You can go listen to us. It's kind of it's not embarrassing to listen to, but it's 4 whole years ago. It's it's enough time where you can't really. It's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, where you can't really tell what's wrong, but there's something that's just a little bit more cringe. I don't know. But it's one thing. The one notable thing from that clip when we talked about it. Your opinion on the show, Ethan. You said, quote, "It would be more interesting if it was a different show." That's you, 2016. So, do you stand by it, sir?
You know what? I'm going to say this is plenty interesting in its current state.
Okay.
I'm going to retract my previous statement. What else did I say?
I mean, that was a joke. I'm just.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you were just saying it would be more interesting if this and this and this, and you were like, so I was like, if it was completely different, you're like, yeah, it would be more interesting if it was a different show.
Yes, that checks out.
Yeah. Was the audio a little fucked up for you? I was trying to figure out if that was my rip or not. It seemed like it stuttered a little bit every once in a while. I don't know.
No, mine was fine.
Okay, well, it was worth the sacrifice because I got the nipples. But so there was a big destruction. There was a third impact, non-patent pending, and there's people with powers, and they're called orders. And our main character, his name is Eiji, and he destroyed the world with his wish 10 years ago. And so he's guilty about that. And here's the Code Geass tie-in is that he also really loves his sickly little sister.
Boy, does he! And really loves her.
And he has a and he has a photo of her in a very normal pose to be in, where she's on a bed on her knees posing for a photo, in her pajamas.
Yeah, of course.
That's not what a photo. That's not what you do for a photograph. You don't get you don't sit upright on your knees. No one. Did you not think that was weird?
Look, man.
Yeah.
If you gotta look.
What?
She knows what she's working with.
Okay. All right. It's a posed photograph. I mean, it's like a family photo.
Yeah.
It's sitting on a desk. I mean, and he has with his power, he has this familiar named Daisy. And Daisy's like, you didn't destroy the world, actually. And he's like, what? And then she goes away. So, right from the beginning, first episode, the pacing is so fucked because they established that he's gone his whole life thinking he literally ended the world. And now this magical angelic being shows up and tells him he's wrong. And he doesn't react. He thinks about it for a second and he reacts like someone telling you oh, we're out of fucking Chips Ahoy in the pantry. And he's like, what? No, we can't be. Anyways, I'm going to go to school. It's
this thing that's been, irking him or been and something he's constantly thought about for a decade.
Yeah, his entire your entire life would be completely centered around this one aspect.
It would be like if somebody came up to you and had probable cause or presented some evidence that your father is not actually your father, like that kind of level of earth shattering craziness.
Yeah, and you were like, okay.
I guess I'm just gonna go to work.
And he visits his cute sis. Let me get her up here. Oh, look at her. And then there's a transfer student. Her name is Kurenai Rin. You can tell she's fucking crazy evil because she smiles. I don't know how the direction is this bad that this girl is just like, hello. And I'm like, oh, she's fucking insane. Also, I think her name, there's an anime called Kurenai. It's probably some kind of pun. I think it means crimson. It's a bad pun. Stupid. She tases him immediately when he's trying to get into his apartment, and she has a katana, and she wants to kill him to get revenge for her parents who died in the third impact.
Wait, hold
on. Yes.
What was his? How did she convince him to take her back to his place?
She was just there. She followed him or something.
She followed him.
Yeah.
And he's just open. Okay. I thought there was something going on where she needed help.
She said that she locked herself out, or she needed a locksmith, and he was like, okay, I'll go inside, and and then she tased him.
That's a little okay. All right, I think you'd be a little bit more on guard than that, but we can carry on. I'm not gonna worry about it.
And then I've written whoops, stomach stab. I think she gets stabbed. Oh yeah, he does that. This guy's power is just destroying shit by accident. And it's again his response. Wouldn't his response to this be a little more complex? He's supposed to feel all this guilt. Wouldn't you at least understand someone trying to kill you and be like, you'd either accept it and be like, yeah, I guess I deserve this, or you'd have
to plead your case.
Yeah, you'd have some kind of self-defense, excuse, whatever.
So it's
but he's just what are you doing? Don't stab me. No.
Yeah. This is another thing that the entire time I was watching this, I'm like, how old is he now? Gotta be 16.
He's 16 or 17. Yeah.
16. People haven't put together that he was a fucking child. I know that you hate him because he killed your family or whatever, but he would have been fucking barely a human when he did this. And people just take for granted that he was the one responsible. Nobody thinks about that. All right.
No, everyone, when they hear about him, they get super scowly.
It's almost like a fucking like a mimetic disease or something where the second that they hear about him, it's he remembered that he killed everyone. Everyone's like,
everyone just turns into a lynch gang.
Nobody puts any thought into it.
The sun goes away and everyone tilts their head down.
What kind of information are they even going off of? They don't need to see any kind of evidence. They're perfectly willing to scapegoat this fucking this kid was 7
some porn girl stands on top of a building and is like, it was him, and they're all...
Yeah, they're just completely ready to murder this. I mean, the people of this world are despicable. I would understand why you'd want to destroy this world, frankly, because later on, they're just perfectly cool with innocent people being massacred. So, as a matter of fact, they're asking for innocent people to be massacred. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. So Rin, we learn, is working for an organization. Her superiors are conversing. She's apparently gone AWOL to get her revenge. There's a big It's a big organization. They got a long table and everything. At this point, maybe we should talk about the soundtrack.
Sure.
So it's like jazz.
Yes.
It's oh man.
Very fast, upbeat jazz.
Yeah. It's like, it's crazy, silly jazz. Some of it's crazy, silly, like jazz. Some of it is a genre that I refer to as Weather Channel music, which is also sort of jazzy,
jazz.
but
That's
also
smooth jazz.
Smooth jazz, Muzak, right?
Yes.
And then some of it is kind of aping that Bleach song with the black chorus ladies, except it's not as good. And it's like a lady singing about dominating, and it's ridiculous, and it's bad, and it doesn't help the tone at all.
Tonally
they only
jarring,
have 4 songs, and it's like every action scene, every tense sequence has this fucking insane shit.
This show really makes a lot of sense. Like when you start to. When I obviously didn't know the surrounding context of this being condensed from a whole lot of other material into a 10-episode show. But there are episodes where there are scenes smacked up next to each other that have no business being anywhere near each other.
Nope.
But the music is a serious offender because it's got to ride this totally insane line where it's it's supposed to be fun, but also it's miserable.
Yeah, and I just found my note here. I made a prediction. I said, without looking it up, I bet if I look up the soundtrack on YouTube, the video, the first video I find of the soundtrack has a bunch of people saying, well, the show was a bit messy, but the OST is great, because that's how everyone feels about every soundtrack, every OST, even though this one is terrible.
Well, they just have never heard that genre of music before, so they just think that
they've seen the Weather Channel.
Fair. Nobody watches the Weather Channel.
Maybe not anymore. I don't know. Second comment under the YouTube video. Not gonna lie, this show was kind of shit, but the soundtrack is great. Called it. I'm so good. Another comment. Literally the best thing about this train wreck is the music. I disagree. I'll play a little bit of it. I don't care. We're already demonetized. We said the C word.
I'm flipping through this fan service website I found, and apparently
Ethan found FAP service, and now he's losing it.
In the 7th episode of Ishu Zoku Reviewers, apparently you got.
Oh wait, hold on. Just okay. Talk about it.
Apparently this whole episode is just dedicated to egg laying and fetishizing egg laying.
I've seen that webum. Yep.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on here.
There's a few frames where she's clenching the bed sheets and biting her teeth, and I'm like, all right, and then she lays an egg, and I'm like, what? I don't really know why that needed to happen.
I guess they brought up the cloaca in the first episode, but
I don't care about the cloaca. I don't want it. The show's fucking gross.
Yeah,
I'm liking it. There's a better.
It's just so obvious about it. Look at him go. Anyway.
No one can understand.
Is this? Wait, this is in the show?
This was in the show multiple times.
Oh, I guess I never really heard the vocals.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me show you the track. It's aping.
This is like the stylistic evolution of holding out for a hero.
I mean, I think it's a devolution, but sure.
Sure. Well, this is like if nothing. Okay, yeah.
Have you ever heard Ichigo's theme from Bleach?
Play that shit.
Oh man, you're in for a treat. They got their money's worth.
I love how it sounds like there's elements of that sound like they're using a fucking SNES audio chip or something.
The guitar kind of sounds like it's coming from a Genesis. That weird what were we talking about? We're still on episode 1. A lot happens in episode 1, understandably, because it's fucking 6 weeks of manga content crammed into 24 minutes, supposedly. What Oh God, she wants revenge for her parents. Right. So Rin comes back because she can heal herself. That's a power. She can heal things. There's a bunch of spec ops guys. They have no idea what to do. I don't know. Why were they told he was the world-ending order? Wouldn't that make them want to kill him? Seems like something they don't need to know. There's a lot of,
What kind of world do we have here?
That is a fucking great question.
What kind of world is this?
At one point, they're in this like city of total rubble. Everything's destroyed.
Yes.
And then he just walks into a hospital and there's nurses.
And it's perfectly fucking functional. It's like fucking nothing ever happened.
It's pristine inside. Everything is ruins except for this hospital because they need a hospital for the plot.
There's no kind of fucking like. You could have had a hospital that was like a worn down, sort of blown out hospital.
Like his town is a normal town.
He just goes to school like it's fucking nothing.
And then they go to a different town. It's like, okay, this town's destroyed. Okay, this one got it bad. I get that. But then it's just like suddenly there's people everywhere. No rhyme or reason to it whatsoever.
Living normal lives and like in seemingly like semi-normal governments. People in like city areas.
Well, like, yeah, they try to get into like the Japanese government is gotten a lot more execution-y, and then the UN is more prominent, and then I think what's the city, fucking Hiroshima is run by the Yakuza.
I just completely gave up at a certain point on like trying to get my grasp of the world entirely. There's just the world is a complete fucking disaster. I mean, maybe in manga it makes any kind of sense, but like in here, I never have an impression. There's no foundation for any of the events that occur upon. Like the events that take place do not seem like they're set in any particular world, and it makes it really hard to follow.
Yep. So yeah, it's so he goes berserk here in the first episode. It's like they took elements from Death Note and Evangelion and Code Geass seemingly at random with no like human level understanding of what their purpose is in their respective stories. It's like his third impact, and then there's another worldly being giving you a special power, and then there's a wheelchair bound sister, and then there's lots of trumpets. And he hits the SWAT guys with a sign. So yeah, his power. This is when like Daisy's, or I forget who reveals it, but Daisy limits his power to 1/10,000th of its normal range. I don't know when that stops happening. I don't know if that's throughout the whole show.
Totally arbitrary. It's whatever it needs to be. Whenever they need his powers to be limited.
One big theme we're going to be coming back to as we discuss this show is there are no fucking rules.
Nope. It's impossible to follow. Don't even bother.
There are. I mean, it's like it's taunting you with how no rules there are. So his power is to dominate. He can bend the world to his order or whatever. And he's got this nasty CG mummy that follows him around. I hate that mummy.
He's a fucker, isn't he? He's just so gross. He looks like a rejected Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Oh, absolutely. But with like even worse art. Like there's no shade. It's the worst CG. This show doesn't even look terrible in terms of like lighting, and there's not that much CG. But this fucking mummy. Ugh.
Yeah, that's definitely like it doesn't even need to be there. Is the thing. Like there's no reason for his powers to be tied to some sort of being. That never pays off.
Yeah, no, that thing doesn't do anything, huh?
Yeah. It just sits there it's just like whenever it has to do things.
Make sound, I don't think. Yeah. So also flashback, so his wish, so a bunch of people got a wish. That's why that's what happened 10 years ago. And his wish, which he remembers ending the world, was that he wanted to be like his favorite cartoon character, who, and I guess this children's cartoon character's goal was like worldwide totalitarianism, I guess.
I guess so. It's like
based.
Yeah, he wants to destroy it all. He wants to bring it all down, bro.
He wants to kill the world with kindness or something. I don't know. So a bunch of guys shoot at him, and everyone assumes he's dead, even though they don't know his power. And Rin's power is regeneration, but she's still like, oh, he got shot at, so he's probably dead. And then he has a big, cool moment where he he does his power, and he says, "My dominance isn't bound by the laws of physics."
And that's when you know you're in for some bullshit.
When he should just you got to be you need more brevity. Just have him say, "You will submit." That's cool. That's a cool thing to say. And then you might remember this actually, or did this ring a bell for you? When the episode kind of ends with like implied rape. And the girl is like pleading with her deceased parents not to look as she's bound by these mummy spike tentacles, and it's her protagonist.
Yeah. Because it's like the she's being taken under his control or whatever. I remember that. That was. She's like, there's like a lot of gurgling throughout the whole credits. Yeah, that was really strange shit.
Do you remember? Were you like, oh, this show? Do you remember that?
No, I know.
4 years ago,
no, I don't remember that at all. I apparently that didn't stick with me.
That weirded us out back then too. I listened.
Yeah, we were like, bro, what the fuck,
dude? I'm like, what? Yeah, it's a weird combination of it's a weird sexual violence that you don't see usually even in anime.
Yeah, and it's not like the show goes there again, really.
There's a point where remember the point where he meets the organization and he dominates all of them and he puts the spikes into all of them.
Yeah.
And the one spike that goes into Bunny Girl goes into her crotch.
I don't remember that.
Oh, it's a very short cut. Yeah,
but it's not like a there's not a whole lot of like forced sex happening. A lot of the time girls are forcing sex on him through the rest of the show.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have that kind of lascivious shit going on. It's not like he's fucking Conan taking it most of the time.
Yeah,
they're giving it pretty willfully.
With only one episode of context. It ends with like,
yes.
You're like, is he fucking her with these spike tentacles? What the fuck is it? What am I supposed to feel about this? This makes me feel gross.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it just seems so out of place.
Oh, it's so weird. Even with how weird it already is with the jazz and the mishmash of concepts, it's so weird. So episode 2, so Rin becomes a slave, and also I guess is gonna marry him. It's the Code Geass thing where he's just like, if I said kill all the Japanese, he's like, if I married you, and she's just like, I will marry you now.
A big
that doesn't come back though. I don't know. Yeah. And so there's a guy with a bunch of watches and sunglasses, and his name is Abraham Louis Fran. And he's the bad guy now. Sometimes they just switch bad guys. There's a comedic sequence where Rin is leading him through around bad guy base and trying to lead him through a bunch of booby traps, but accidentally keeps killing herself with them because she's walking in front. Dumb bitch.
Yes.
That was funny.
I liked it. I liked it. That was probably like the thing that they were trying to do that got off the best, I'd say. They went off pretty much as they planned.
Yeah, it's Rin. It's like she's tsundere for like 5 episodes, and then she veers way too hard into dere. And then they just say fuck that, and she just becomes best buds with his sister, and it was like the best relationship in the whole show. And I was like, that's the craziest shit. That was the most surprising thing. To skip ahead a little bit.
Yeah,
about this, the most surprising thing about this whole show is that the most likable and most convincing relationship of all these people is the tsundere and the love interest little sister. It's so weird.
Yeah, because they act normal for a bit. They act normal.
Yeah,
and they enjoy things together and have normal human experiences that allow you to relate to them.
They encounter adversity together.
Yes,
and it's like Jesus. So Rin keeps accidentally killing herself. She crushes his balls, I think.
Oh yeah, she grabs him by the
hugging him. Yeah, she crushes him. And this is the most important reveal of the whole show. Sister is not blood related.
Yeah, they make sure to bring that up right before it actually matters a little later on.
Oh yeah, in a couple episodes. There's a flashback where she's like 3 and she's reading Nietzsche. Like, why do people feel the need to put? Oh, she has to be reading a smart book. How about Nietzsche? Just have her read us. There are books that smart kids read. You don't have to just skip straight to Nietzsche.
Yeah, fuck
Heidegger. Why? So he keeps mentioning how, like, he's been hiding the fact that he destroyed the world from his sister, and he keeps making mention of how he only has to keep the secret a little bit longer. And I know you don't know why that is, and that they finally realize it's because she's gonna die, because she's terminal, okay, so this is no rules number 2. He can stop bullets now. Yeah. He can stop bullets with his power. Can't stop swords and daggers later. He can stop bullets right now in episode 2.
They just need to show the height of his power now, so that later on, when people overcome him with superior strategy, they're able to beat him and pull one over on him and hurt him.
Yeah. So the boss of this episode is Abraham Fran, and he's like standing like in front of his little sister who he's kidnapped, like a video game boss, and she's in like chrono sleep, and they throw some grenades at each other, and then that's when a guy stops the fight, and everyone drops down from the ceiling and starts applauding because our main character passed the test. It was merely a test.
Are you ready for fucking 8 more episodes of this?
Are you ready for 19 betrayals from people you don't know towards people you also don't know?
Yep.
So yeah, we need a huge kooky cast of characters like the phone users in Mirai Nikki. So these are all our orders, and they've proclaimed Kyushu an independent nation. Kyushu is an island in the south of Japan. They've just declared Eiji their king, and they have also, while they're declaring things, they have declared war on the world.
Yeah, very extreme political decisions.
So this is when I was like, all right, yeah, the show rules. Okay, never mind. So he places them all under his dominion. One of the spikes goes into one of the.
But that was his plan. That was their plan the whole time, was for him to place them under his dominion.
Yes, this one guy, the leader, obviously has some plan involved because he smirks.
Yeah.
So
he gets to do cool Keikaku Dori things, bro.
Yeah, so he has some kind of the power isn't affecting him in the way that you want. So episode 3 we get ass. Because it's the first few episodes here start with backstories, and this is Fluffy's backstory. I call her Fluffy because her hair is fluffy, and I love her. And she's got bunny ears. She looks kind of like Rei. The character design is very Evangelion-like. Something about the eyes.
So she definitely looks like Rei, yes.
Looks very Eva.
I do like her bunny ears, though. They move.
I like, the ears are good. Her hair is, I like the hair best. So it's her. She's like pondering her backstory. She rubs her tummy like she's already pregger. It doesn't come back until later. She's not pregnant at this point.
Do we know why this works this way? Does that ever get explained?
Now that you mention it, there are no rules. Well, I mean, yeah, no, I don't know. But this episode primarily is about their organization.
Bro,
what's the word for when you're like, I want something and you want something, so we negotiate with the prime minister of Japan, and the prime minister has the relatives beheaded on live television.
People love it. People are so stoked on watching people get murdered, including potentially a child.
And the people whose relatives are being beheaded don't care as much. So his reason for this is because he wants to prove that their king isn't actually Eiji, because if they're not truly under his control, then they will be upset by this and try to stop it. why would he suspect? Why?
Do you think okay, you're wondering why you would assume that they would have absolute fealty.
So, well, yeah, they reveal themselves. They tell the prime minister, like, hey, we're under control of this guy. He's our king. And also we've declared war on the world. And his first response is like, I don't believe this bullshit. Let's kill their families to prove it. And first of all, like his Dominion stuff, it's not absolute. People can still have emotions, react to things against like their actions. They're just specific things that they can't do. So like Rin can't kill him, but she still wants to. It's not like she's suddenly in love with him openly or anything. So it's, I don't know how, little Baldy here would find this out. And I don't know why he can't stop it. I don't know why his range is limited again. What's his power again?
Look, man, these are all really great points, but the more important than any of that is I like the redhead lady with a lot of hair. I like her little hat that she's got.
Oh, is she more orange haired? I think I kind of remember her.
It's kind of orangey, yeah.
There's a lot of characters.
Yeah, she has so much hair. She has to bind it, and otherwise it'll just go crazy.
Like in a ponytail.
No, but it's a little bit more going on than that. It's like a whole bunch of wraps around it. And,
I see.
And she wears glasses and looks stern. I like that. I like her character design. I like that.
Yeah, I liked the 3 scenes she was in.
I like that. I like that they have naked images of her.
Oh yeah, she has the really puff.
That's her. Yes.
Okay, should I put these on YouTube for a couple
seconds? Yeah. We gotta hook the homies up.
Okay, yeah. There's 3 people watching.
Look, all my dogs gotta eat.
Give them a little treat. Nobody report this, okay? I'm gonna. Okay, 3.
I'm gonna do
2, it. Oh. Okay. That was a mirage. That was a trick of the light.
Wow, look at those things that didn't
exist. Where were we? Okay, so yeah, live executions. So to counter this, Eiji, to prove that everyone is in fact completely under his domain, shoots everyone because that proves that they were under his control, because he shoots them with a gun. Meanwhile, throughout this whole episode, there are cuts to chess pieces being moved.
Classic. Always good. It literally never gets old.
It's so, yeah.
We need a new game. Can we switch to like StarCraft or something? Instead of fucking chess, can everybody be playing StarCraft? And then
I will get into any game right now. Fuck Call of Duty. That's what I've been saying for weeks. Everyone needs to stop playing Call of Duty. We could have built the most aggressive, most ruthless EVE Online corporation of all time.
We will.
We could have built the Taj Mahal in Minecraft. We could have fucking, I don't know. We could have done something in Terraria.
It's funny. It's funny that you think that we could possibly leave any kind of dent on EVE Online, because that shit's built.
I'm just trying to get you excited. I'm trying to draw my friends away from Call of Duty and before I go back to work.
The allure of Call of Duty is so strong.
It sucks.
It's scintillating.
Yeah, I mean it's okay, but it's not worth playing for. I
may or may not have spent a day. I spent 24 hours in straight line, just 24 hours straight playing Call of Duty. Yeah,
no kidding.
Yeah.
So in the show, they hard cut to everyone is now fighting the rock god. It's a big rock guy walking through the city.
I didn't know what the fuck was going on here.
Nope, they just cut to it. So Fluffy helps them out of a collapsing tunnel. Fluffy's she was a Miko, and her power is divination. But like most divination, it's like kind of cryptic and specific about something, and not really, she can't just like predict anything. When they need to find someone and there's no like good plot way for them to figure out where the person is, she'll just figure out where they are. That happens a few times.
More important than that is inconsistencies. If she's like a maid, like if she's like a maiden, like a
shrine maiden, a Miko.
Yeah. Wouldn't she have like a full bush? Because I'm looking at these negative images of her right now, and she don't got no bush at all. And you would think, what, she's gonna keep herself shaven for who?
For her husband. Her dad predicted she would have a husband or something.
Right? Okay. Fair enough.
Although she's Japanese. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they're not gonna draw pubes. You can't draw pubes. Come on. So yes. So he has absolute domination, but he can't control the rock god. Okay? Let's not get crazy.
That's a god. It's in the name, bro.
Where are the rules? You need to strike a bit. Like, I don't want, there's a way to not explain rules and it's fine because it's like, I won't worry about it.
But the most fun is when you have rules and then you find interesting ways that are.
Yeah, I mean, there's the Death Note way, which is the entire show is exploiting the rules.
And that's what makes it work, is because it's like you have at the very beginning of the show, the first thing you learn is all the shit that you can and can't do. And then that just lets the show actually happen.
But then you have a smart character that builds on it. And like, that's what happens in Death Note is like, you control when people die, but then eventually, or like pretty quickly, I think it's been a while since I watched Death Note, but like pretty quickly he figures out like, oh, if I control the circumstances in which people die, I'm basically God because I control all world events.
Yes.
And that's what makes it interesting. And in this, it's like, you actually can't do as much as you thought. You can't do anything really.
Or you can do everything.
It's like the opposite. Or sometimes you can do everything. We're talking about Big Order, Angry Mage. Sorry, the YouTube title of the stream is Large Instruction, and the description, I think is like sizable command or something. I like to keep it cryptic. And this is. I think this was really what hooked me on the show way back in 2016 is he touches her bunny ears and she immediately becomes Brigand. That's a good, come on. That's a good moment.
Look,
she went from 0 to 8 months in 1 second.
I could never have predicted such an occurrence.
It's so good.
I was absolutely stunned. I'm like, I officially have no idea what the fuck's going on here.
And that's why when I was watching this, I got to episode 4 and like, she's still pregnant. I'm like, oh man, this shit's going to be crazy. And then now I watch it in 2020, get to episode 5, literally just baby's gone. One line.
Yeah.
A single line. Like, don't worry about that. That went away. Baby went away.
Because it was a whole dramatic sequence that happened anywhere. Right? Because he's like, I have to cope with the fact that I'm now going to be a father because
it was so good. It was like there's a whole episode of that, and then they just with one line get rid of it. Infuriating. Yeah. And this is also the episode where they introduced this brown lady, this brown porn lady who's just a tall version of a Mirai Nikki character. There was a Mirai Nikki character called Muru. That's a plant apparently, because if I Google Muru, I get a bunch
big
of
booby ladies always got to have memorable names, catchy names.
No, she was not a big booby lady. She was. Here, let me see if I can get a picture of Muru here. This isn't a good picture. Wait. She was a little gal. It just looks like he drew her grown up,
How am I supposed to masturbate now that I have so much shit to look through? There's so much shit here.
Service?
Yeah, dude, it's ridiculous. There's
a lot of anime. I mean, you knew it was out there.
Yeah, but I never thought about it like this. It's going to have to be an epic journey until I find what I'm looking for every single time now.
Look up the what's that show called? I remember watching a video on Fap Service. It was like a 15-minute fan service compilation. And I was like, damn, these boobies are well drawn. Juden-chan. Juden-chan OVA. That had a good
ass. How do I spell Juden? J-U?
J-U-U-D-N, I think. Okay. We should watch that.
There you go. Oh, there we go.
That was like a full show, I think. Yeah, Muru was like a brown girl with like these big boots. And now in Big Order, they got a big girl with big boots, and their nipples are always drawn. I would post a picture of her, but the only picture I have of her is with her titties out. I wonder if I can zoom in.
They're really She's gonna have some serious fucking back problems, bro. I mean, we talk about this a lot, but like, she is anatomically fucked.
Here, I'm gonna black out the stream for a sec, and I'm just gonna put the. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in way on her face here. Okay, yep.
You know how you know how like.
Okay, there we go.
You know how bodybuilders look like grotesque parodies of what strong men look like.
Sometimes
this is like that, but with ladies and boobs. She's
got big old ones, but she also loves. It's weird because usually, female characters who really like titties are ones with small titties. But she has huge titties, but she still loves the other girl's titties. So that's an interesting character trait.
Hey man, Stanley Kubrick was the best filmmaker, but he still loved him some movies.
Did Stanley Kubrick like bad movies?
I mean, okay, well, let's look at Terrence Malick. Terrence Malick's favorite movie was Zoolander. His favorite movie is currently Zoolander. So
I mean, I haven't seen Zoolander in a long time. Maybe it's good.
I can't make a comment. I've never seen it personally.
It's a funny concept, right?
I don't know anything about it.
Zoolander is about male models.
That does sound good. Checks both boxes I'm looking for. Dudes,
it's Ben Stiller doing the accent. It might be funny. I don't know.
I can't believe I've been thinking about Tropic Thunder a lot because YouTube's been sending me a whole lot of clips from it.
Same.
And like that crazy ass motherfucker, I can't believe he made that movie. He's a lunatic. I can't believe he was willing to go for it.
I think Tom Cruise led me to that. He's good. What's his name? Les Grossman.
Yep.
Very silly. It's like the names are so silly. Like it's like the dumbest part of that movie is everyone's name is I think Ben Stiller's name is like something Tugman.
Yes.
I don't know. Episode 4 of Big. What were you gonna say? Them?
There's a dude in Big Order whose head is just a log. It's just a square block. Like
the principal from Minamari Sketch.
It's like a wood block for a head. It's very strange.
That's ringing a bell. So this is when I realized there's an abridged series of Big Order on YouTube, and I will never ever watch even a second of it. But it's called Big Order Made Shorter, which made me chuckle.
All right, solid little fucking rhyme in there.
I like Big Order Made Shorter. The name, don't cut that. Don't take that out of context. I'm on to you. So Brown Porn Girl tells Rin that they're gonna drop a nuke on AG, but she's lying, but not really. I guess the lie is that the nuke has already been launched or something. She has this laugh in this first episode she's in where she goes she, and they don't bring that back. That doesn't come back as a character, as a charm point. Meanwhile, birth is happening. This is the part where they've been in this ruined city for the past episode and a half, and then just walk into this pristine hospital with all these staff. It's
were there nothing but women around? Because I felt like there was nothing but ladies throughout the entire rest of the show.
It's like the midwife. It's the birth ward. I bet that's similar to real life. And even in my notes here, I'm wondering how do you find a hospital in Rubbletown? So Rin decides to turn on the brown girl at a very arbitrary point.
There's no reason. She just says that she doesn't like her.
Along with no rules, we also have this just so much betrayal for no reason.
No motivations. There's no motivations and no rules.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of works at this point for Rin because she's supposed to be a dumbass. So it's like she just happens to betray her correctly based on her gut, which I guess is okay in theory. But you'll see later, it just keeps happening. So did you notice at some point they even start drawing them like JoJo characters?
No, I guess
they draw the legs all silly, like lumpy, like the JoJo kid guys. I assume that, in addition to Code Geass and Death Note, they're also trying to ape JoJo, like with the soundtrack,
Mm-hmm.
So there's one shot where it's like he's just drawn exactly like a JoJo character, and it's
crazy contortions weird. And shit.
Yeah, and he's pointing, and his legs are all weird. Another thing I noted is it's not often I can tell when Japanese voice acting is bad, but Rin's VA, and I looked her up, and I really do like this voice actress. She's Akari in Yuri Yuri, but Rin's voice acting sucks in this. She's bad. Not a great job. So I don't take it personal, Akari. I love you. But she's always trying to shout, and it's not working. She's supposed to be cute. So, and yeah, they have to stop this nuke. It's like something written by the Index guy, but with none of the charm. It's like he has to stop a nuclear missile. He can't stop the nuke. He can stop bullets. Not the nuke though. No rules. No rules.
The nuke thing is just like especially crazy because it ultimately gets solved because somebody just punches it.
It's like vaporizes it. Yeah, like
nuke gets punched and then it's gone. And I don't know why his stand would be able to work. Stand. I don't know why.
Order, please.
Yeah, his order would work in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. At this point, I'm just like, again, this world is willing to. This whole time, I'm still trying to figure out what the world is like at this point, and people are just okay with their government nuking a whole bunch of innocent people in this situation. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's the UN launching this one actually.
Okay, well, the UN in this situation is okay with wasting a whole bunch of Japanese lives over this, I suppose.
Wouldn't be the first time. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, the UN wasn't there yet. We didn't have that.
It basically was, So then he gets. So this is when Porn Girl tells all these nurses that he was the big Destructo guy, and so one of the nurses stabs him. And everyone assumes him dead because he got stabbed in the lower back with like a butter knife. And then he miraculously, is alive after that and uses the rock god to catch the missile. And then one of the other guys from the organization destroys the missile. And there's a second missile. And he stops.
Why would catching it work? Why would catching it work?
Because there's no, there's an impact. There's
no rules. No rules.
Well, there's also no rules, but it's like a mine. Something hits it. Something's got to hit it. It's activated by impact.
Okay.
Which is not what a catch is. It causes no G-forces whatsoever. Don't worry.
Correct. Yeah, there's certainly no momentum loss that takes place. He perfectly guides it in.
Also, meanwhile, there's been a very tiny subplot of Rin saves this little girl, and it turns out the little girl she saved, her order is to stop nuclear missiles. So
okay,
that wraps up that conflict.
Here's another fucking question.
Yep.
What the fuck?
So her wish was to stop nuclear missiles from hitting her.
Okay.
You can imagine some scenarios in which a little kid would make that wish. Okay?
Right, but now my question comes: What? Nobody else has the exact same wish as our main character.
That was the closest one.
There aren't
probably a few, but there's only one in Japan. Let's say
there aren't overlapping wishes. No, nobody.
This little girl. Wait, how old? Wait, it was 10 years ago. The girl's like 6.
Well, I think they might have happened since then. I guess I don't know.
My internet cut out. Did YouTube cut out?
Am I here? Hello.
Can you hear me? Yo, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, our stream stopped. Oh, copyrighted audio or video.
That's funny.
Okay, new stream, everybody.
Wait for what?
I don't know. It doesn't say. We're back. This one's going to be copyright compliant.
You bet.
So
we wouldn't do anything to upset our overlords.
So I'm going to be doing an a cappella rendition of the Ichigo theme from Bleach. Number 1. Baby, now you feel like number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Shining bright for everyone. This is not a fantasy. The brightest star for all to see. I think I didn't look up the lyrics.
Nice, man. Not bad.
Now okay. Yeah, thank you. So we were talking about Big Order, and we just finished up episode 4. And that was where I stopped.
All my questions are gone.
In 2016. You got to take notes, man. You got to take. Gotta take some newts.
Mm-hmm.
So that was where I left off, and I was like, boy, there's so much happening. I can't wait to see all this pay off in 2016. And I was like, there's a child, there's a baby, so much. And so episode 5, Daisy is on a train running through a flower field with some guy, and then there's nipples, which I didn't show you in the last stream. Oh wow, that video was just straight up removed, huh?
Oh no.
I'm still recording everything, so it's fine.
Okay.
What did it? I'll have to remove whatever it was offended by later. What the fuck did I? Oh my god. Wait, hold on. Oh, okay. It doesn't say it was specifically about the virus. And maybe I actually don't say the C word. I don't know.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I don't know.
That's literally impossible.
We have a community guideline strike. That was quick.
That's pretty fucking draconian. Oh my god.
I mean, YouTube sucks. Can I see what was the videos? Will it show me what the hell did that? I mean, now the video's just gone.
Wow. Well, lesson learned.
But it doesn't even say what we did.
No lesson learned. Could have been anything.
Yeah.
Could have been anything. Oh, what we were talking about was
it was flagged?
Who did this to us?
There's no way that was flagged by a person.
We know the only person in there.
Okay. The video's here, but it's not. It's like private or whatever. Can you please tell me what? Okay, I'll have to look into this later, but I really, for now, don't say the thing that happened.
The thing that's happening.
The thing that's happening to the world.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me just fucking not look at my window.
It was probably the Bleach music, but I doubt that they would just straight up fucking remove a video for that instantly because of that. So I wonder if it was because we said the name of the thing that's happening. What the fuck, man?
This is a dystopian nightmare world.
I was like, okay, I get that YouTube, like, it's been getting pestered by the journalists, and they have to like convince everyone that they're not making money off of misinformation or anything. So
they won't care about us, right?
Yeah, if we have 3 viewers on a live stream and we just say the class of thing that's happening, that one was also removed. Okay, we're offline again.
We're offline?
Yeah.
Oh my god. And maybe it was the nipple. Could have been the nipple though.
Copyright audio or video. What?
Oh, okay.
We didn't even play anything that time. Is it because I said the lyrics?
No, there's no way.
I know. I'm joking. All right, well. Did I get another email? Someone's angry at us. We're breaking the conditioning.
Yeah, we're breaking through, man. We're opening their minds a little too much.
Mommy and Daddy wouldn't be so happy if you knew that they were paying money for us to blow your minds.
You ever realize how all the stuff that the government bans is the stuff that's really fun and opens your mind?
I'm going to start one last stream. How many strikes can you get? It's probably 3, right?
Right, probably.
This stream is called Just Talking, and we're talking about nothing in particular.
Yep. We're stealing intellectual property because we're telling people about this show.
Asreed doesn't want people to be reminded.
Yeah.
Okay, and now we're back up.
Yes.
And we're just talking about nothing in particular.
Uh-huh.
And everything's fine, and the world is fine.
Oh, okay? Yes, I wasn't talking about nothing.
I love. No, I don't know what's getting us taken down, so you can't. How's DLive doing these days? How's BitChute? Okay. Well, episode 5 has a lot of something that I won't tell. You know what? You know what? If YouTube takes us down, fuck it. We're not. I can't do this the entire episode. There's tons of nipples in episode 5. I won't show.
Nice.
Okay, don't get upset. Yeah, lots of nipples. They just keep showing them, and the boob too. Brown girl likes Rin now. I don't know. Yeah, this is the best animation the show's had so far, and it's all titties. Respect.
You got to put it where it counts, man. Use it where it counts.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, this is a bunch of bathing. The baby's gone. We mentioned that. The only interesting plot point, just gone. So then his sister's out of chronosleep. She's oblivious to what's going on. Apparently, she never knew that she had atypical leukemia.
And, you think that's something you would notice?
Is guaranteed to succumb in the next 6 months. We established that one of our characters has no rules healing powers. I guess that's a no-go. She literally healed a rock monster, but she can't heal a human from leukemia. She can heal severed limbs and rocks, but not.
She can't change the state of things, though, and the state of her body is that she has cancer.
Yeah. They didn't even say that. You just made that up.
Yeah.
Hey, did I mention that the sister's not blood related to him?
Why would that be important?
I don't know. Anyways, she's locking her legs around him in the nude. And there's shower noises and there's clothes strewn about the floor.
What are you implying?
I'm pretty sure he fucks his sister, bro.
That's fucking crazy, dude. What? His sister? But they're not blood related, though.
They're not.
They're not like, it's not like they share the same parents.
No. None of them.
All right.
Yeah.
They got some.
All this thing that's happening in the world is keeping me away from my non-blood stepsister.
Yeah, same dude. Actually,
I need to comfort her in these dark times with my penis.
Yeah. She's gonna wrap her legs around you with no clothes on, and then it'll fade to black.
Yeah. And I'll wake up and with no memory.
Yeah. But she won't be pregnant. Definitely not pregnant anymore.
That's a different girl. I mean, that's different.
Oh, sorry. All the girls are getting mixed up in my head.
Yeah. So this episode has more people betraying each other. Everyone's just constantly betraying each other. There's like, I get the concept of having characters have like a shaky alliance or whatever, but this is just ridiculous. No one would be able to operate under all this fucking trickery, all this subterfuge. Why doesn't he just make his sister's bloodstream his domain?
I mean, he made every other part of her his domain.
He tried to, yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and this is also a date episode. So he goes on a date with Rin. And yes. She becomes way too dere. Like I was like, oh, she's being cute now, and then it was like, wait, what happened? This is just a date. She's snuggling up against him.
Is she kidnapped at this point? Where's his sister right now? Where is she? Where's Sana?
She's the base, I guess.
Okay.
And they've captured Hiroshima or whatever, so they're hanging out there, going on carnival rides and ordering kebab. What's it called? Doner kebab. Doner.
Yeah. Yes.
So there's another guy with a similar power that the organization is talking about, and I guess it's either his dad or himself from the future. And this new bad guy erases Rin's domination as she orders the kebab, and then it hard cuts to AG getting shot at. Like there's no music happening even in the scene. It's just cuts to him running, and there's guys shooting at him from the date. It was just from that to that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he meets a guy named Hattori Hanzo, and that's just a historical figure.
Yes.
Why is he named that? No one else is named after historic. There's Nobunaga's not in here.
No, they just got tired. There's so many characters in this. I gotta come up with another fucking name.
How about this guy's name is George Washington.
Oh, that'd be fucking ill though.
So now Rin's under the other guy's domination, and she starts swinging at him with a sword. I don't know where her gun went, but he gets his hand chopped off. Every time he gets a limb chopped off, I make a note of like, ow, my hand, ow. Oh, ow, my leg. I just have so many of that. This scene has metal.
Do we ever see the limbs get put back on? They always just end up being back on.
Yeah. No,
it's like the baby ended up not being there anymore.
There's one line. It's like, my legs are back. Great. So, Rin cuts a big guy, like one of the good guys, mustache man. She also cuts. She stabs Fluffy in the stomach. Her stomach is at horrible luck. So the head, the mysterious guy, the head of the organization, his name is Hiragi, and he shows up and undoes everything because his power is also just no rules. I guess his power is to
extra no rules.
Is what extra. He uses it like twice, but it's so extra no rules. It's like I can undo things. Or do them. I don't know. And it's his dad. Called it. Eiji's dad.
Wow.
Yep.
What a twist.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be a second twist where I thought it was going to be they were having all these memory problems. They couldn't remember what their dad looked like, and this guy doesn't look like their dad or whatever. So I thought he was pretending to be Eiji's dad, but was actually just Eiji from another dimension or from the future or whatever. Because Mirai Nikki kind of did that. And also if you Google his name, what's his name? Genne,
yeah.
If you Google his name, there's, in the Big Order wiki, there's no article for him. The first result is Eiji's page. So it's like, oh, it's definitely Eiji. It's just him. But no.
They just didn't bother to make an article for the primary antagonist.
Yep. No, guess not. So episode 6, I guess they kidnapped his sister at this point. I don't know, but Eiji goes on a road trip with Fluffy, with Bunny Girl, and they go exploring in this cave,
right?
Oh wait, hold on. Did I recycle bin this picture? I have another.
Nothing. Oh, no, definitely nothing happens in that cave though.
They play hacky sack. What are you talking about?
Yeah, nothing happens.
What? It was so much fun had they played the hacky sack. So yeah, she has the divination. We established that, but she's trying to steer the future towards fuck. Because she's into him now because he touched the ears. So she's decided.
This is definitely what I do.
The baby daddy, yes.
This is my move. Is that I intentionally omit or alter information so that it guides me on the path to fuck, even if I know it could lead to certain death. Yep. That's just the way I operate. It works for me pretty well, and it almost worked here.
Amen, brother. Yeah. So they're like camping out on this underground cave pond, and she confesses to him. Confession in episode 6. I think these people have had 4 conversations total.
He is a god king, though. That was something that I was thinking about. Is like this this harem expanding really quickly, and then I'm like, but then again, he is the king of the new world. So,
but he's not. He's a pawn. They make note of that multiple times. He's a
but she can see the future, and she knows what he's going to be.
What is he going to be?
The dude who saves everything. I don't know. She got divination powers. I'm not the one with divination powers.
Wouldn't she then see that she doesn't end up with him?
Yeah, I guess. She's a desperate hoe, though.
Interesting.
You know? Come on. No, she's her power's astrology. Like, come on.
Oh yeah.
she could have gotten any ability she ever could have wanted. She invested all of it in fucking astrology, my guy. Like, come on. Anyway,
truly the whitest girl in our harem.
Yeah.
So they meet this goth Miko chick, who they're looking for because she can save his sister, I guess. But she makes him play hacky sack. They work together and they catch the sack. That's how you win hacky sack, by the way, is you catch the sack in your hand.
If you're a narc.
And then a dude surfs in.
This guy was wild.
He fucking surfs. He's on a real ass surfboard. Angry Mage, are you reporting us? I hope you're not.
We keep getting taken down by the man.
Yeah, no, it wasn't you. He was just making corn. What kind of corn?
A likely story.
Corn. Yeah. Don't say why you're making corn in the chat. We're worried that it might. There's rumors that YouTube doesn't let you talk about the stuff that's going on. Although I was streaming the other night and Mike showed up and he said the word. He said the Q word. So maybe that one's allowed. I don't know. Also, we didn't say anything in the last one. That one got taken down. I don't know. We'll figure it out later. All I want to know about is this corn. But this who was this guy who surfed in?
So I thought he was like another member of like another hand of that one organization that we didn't meet before. But then I don't know. I was completely lost at this point. I'm like, he is bad guy, and he just needs to buy it really quick so we can get on to the next part.
They go underwater and he makes an air bubble and they combine their orders or something.
Yes.
No fucking rules. Fish gun.
Fish gun.
Fish gun.
It's the best they got. It's the best they got is fish gun.
Fish gun.
Any number of water related things, and you go for fish gun.
It's not even a gun.
It's just a bunch of fish swimming in a fucker.
Fish gun. And then the Miko dies. I knew that was going to happen. So, episode 7 is Hiragi, the head guy's backstory. He grabs a cactus at night because of how distressed he is about his past. It turns out he knew Eiji's dad, and they were scientists together. And Hiragi was bullied by his scientist peers, scientists known jock bullies.
Yeah. Well, they've got these big heads because their entire lives they were just, held on a pedestal because they were into chemistry. In high school, if you're into chemistry, it's a big deal.
They hate him because of how much of how smart and how much of a goody-goody he is or something. And so they say that he should die and they throw his cactus on them.
Yeah. Maybe he's really annoying though. Like maybe he takes up too much space in the shared office refrigerator or something.
He just got really obnoxious.
Yeah, he does seem like a bit of a mopey fuck, if I'm being real. I'd probably bully him. Fuck this dude.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, I decided that bullying him is good. So Eiji's dad goes crazy one day for no reason, and he creates something called the Desire Accessible Information System. It's Daisy.
Yes.
Ooh. Don't yawn in the podcast, man. Come on.
Sorry, I've just.
Do we need a pep talk? Do we need an adrenaline pumping? We need to get the blood flowing.
Well, the thing is, I've had so much time like doing things that I like doing and being outside and out and around people. It's just drained me. I've just been able to go and live my life unimpeded as if nothing has changed. And as a result of that, I've exhausted a lot of my spare energy resources. I'm just enjoying springtime here. Like nothing, nothing has gotten in the way of that. So, yes.
Oh, I got a notification on my. Oh, there's Mage sent us his. Finally found the Tippy image he wanted to send us.
Good.
Oh, it would be so funny if there was a YouTube person monitoring this. Because we've gotten reported twice in the last hour. YouTube representative, I swear. Oh, that is just some corn, huh, Mage? Wow.
YouTube confirmed for being huge Big Order fans.
I will, I'll behave. I would never say anything like, like the YouTube, the YouTube monitors can suck my greasy hard cock or anything.
You would
like
never
that.
say anything like that, and we're certainly not in some sort of Code Geass situation where even saying that you wouldn't do something would lead to it happening, right?
Yeah, and it's like I'm not a toxic person. Like, I wouldn't say that like the YouTube employees like enjoy watching their girlfriends get fucked, or like they're they sell they're in denial about their girlfriends having an OnlyFans account or anything like that. Like, I don't know anything about their lives. I would never I can't form any heuristics about like the internal workings of their identities, their relationships. I
definitely
really don't know anything about them. And
I'm sure that their open relationship that they have definitely goes two ways.
Yeah, no, and I don't know if they would enjoy drinking cum. I really don't know that at all. It would be pure speculation, and I wouldn't be comfortable making that kind of prediction. So, anyways, now that we got this corn up here,
damn, that is just some corn. That looks
that's what I said, right? Like, it's first of all, it's like I'm gonna put this corn in the good half of my bowl, only the left.
He works his way right to left like a Japanese person, It's
right, of course. I remember being in Japan and being like, "Oh, we got to work our way from right, dude. Make sure you work away from right to left." That's how.
I've got a huge bag of corn in my freezer. I'm definitely gonna pop the top on once I get this is over with. I would love to smack some corn.
Corn's bad for you. Don't eat too much corn, man. I mean, I guess in these times, in these very normal times,
incredibly normal,
not ideal, but corn might be evil. I'm thinking. I had some peas and carrots with I made some fried rice today though. It was pretty good. Wait, was that today? I don't remember. We see the sister's nipples in this episode. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is eye patch guy. I don't know who he's with, but he's trying to kidnap the sister. And then Rin is supplying intel to the organization, even though she's been kidnapped by the bad guy. I don't know why they're listening to her.
Because her secret desire is to kill Eiji.
Was my takeaway.
They know that she wants Eiji to die.
So
they assume that her information is good, because her goal is to get Eiji killed.
So her goal is to lead Eiji there?
I suppose so.
Okay. Eiji punches this doll guy who's very pale. And this is when like the sister starts getting cunning. She has this, like, she's a
tactician,
intelligent. Yeah, she's more Lelouch-like than originally let on.
Even though she has no sort of social skills because she's been in a hospital for like 10 years.
Right. Even though allowed her to be so ruthless and sociopathic, so detached, right?
Yeah,
right?
You hear this. If your kid's in the hospital with leukemia, they're a monster.
Yep. So someone betrays someone else, and I don't know. The sister. What's her name?
Sena.
Sena is now allies with Abraham Fran. They presented that as like a big.
It's a huge dramatic drawn out moment, right?
Yeah, but then I don't think that really comes back. I don't know. Episode 8's fun because it's Rin and Sena and they're eating food. This is the relationship I was talking about earlier.
Yes.
It's like sister is like all strategic and cunning now, but they're hanging out, eating tasty food, and then Sena's plan is to try and tell the press about her dad. But it turns out that was all a part of his plan, and then Eiji shows up and gets his arm cut off, and also leg this time cut off again. And I've written more notes like, no, my arm, no, my leg.
Just like this sequence in particular just made me even more question what world we're living in. Where like he's like a public figure, like people know who he is, but he's like this shadowy kind of evil, puppet master type character. It's like if Gendo Ikari would just go out, they'd just go out and meet at this temple, and the press would show up and be like, "Damn, that's Gendo Ikari," and he'd like entertain questions from them and stuff. It's just so strange. That whole sequence was just particularly ill-conceived.
Yeah, he has a sidekick named Jubei, I think.
Yeah,
he's a big
strong man
guy. Yeah, and then episode 8 ends with Sis is still with his dad, and he is meanwhile seemingly gearing up to fuck the Fluff. She's trying to keep him underground and not go to the place. I called Gennai being Eiji. I was wrong about that one.
You're not that far off.
Yeah. Episode 9, he's getting raped by Fluffy. Sad acoustic guitar as our protagonist is unable to achieve an erection because he's thinking about his little sister. Specifically about how he's not fucking his little sister right now. That is why he cannot get hard. That's the reason. Did you notice how the guitar ballad sounded like Nuclear from Metal Gear Solid 5?
No, I didn't notice that.
It's the when he goes, oh well.
Well, we can't.
Might be a little copyright. I don't know.
Yeah. We don't want to take any chances here.
It specifically does a little. Yeah, there's a little part. It sounds a lot like. Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah, it's the year after too, so I bet there's a connection there. Everyone's having memory problems, and it turns out the reason for that is because everyone's got little meddlesome robots attached to their heads that's causing all the memory.
That shit was fucking weird, though. And it's like, I'm like, okay, who do these belong to? Because it would make sense maybe if the dad wanted to keep them from doing all this shit. But then they show up in front of like his dad, and they're like, "Oh, it's one of those crazy memory blocker things."
Illegal
even though there's only
digger.
2 of them, even though there are only 2 of them, there's only the 2 that we know of.
Yeah.
And now I was totally lost at that point. And it's, why does it have to be a sort of this avatar figure? Why can't they just have their memories wiped? Because all the other people, they can just
in order. It needs to have a familiar, I think. Rin breaks out of her prison cell and runs to try and save the sister, and just immediately gets fucked up in a pretty funny way and just tossed into this pit. And then Eiji shows up again, and the sister, of course, because we're nearing the end, has to put on like a skimpy sacrificial ceremonial dress with no sides.
Yeah. It just shows her whole pelvis.
I like it, but
I don't know why her dad would dress her up like that.
I like it. Oh, it's not his biological daughter.
Do we know that's the case? We don't know which one is
which.
Or
no, right? The daughter came from him. He had a mom, right? The Eiji's mom and her dad? Or was it the other way around?
I don't recall.
I don't remember either. Fuck. Maybe it's not his daughter. I don't know. So we learned Gennai's plan. His plan, so his research, he found this gate into the brain world, the mind realm, and it can grant everyone's wishes. And for everyone's wish, everyone basically gets their own universe where they get their wish granted.
Just fucking philosophy 101, fucking intro to philosophy.
My shit up, fam.
Yeah, just like
Daisy even shows him the universe he wants, the simple one where he's gets to fuck his cute little sister.
These ideas that haven't been stimulating for a long time.
So I think Gennai had a convincing enough case. I don't know why he didn't just tell everyone about his plan instead of just like he didn't have to kill all those people.
Yeah, I think yes, his case is immediately convincing.
I think enough people would be like, oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would create 2 different lines of thought if it's like fucking Eiji brings forth the point out of nowhere because he's suddenly very insightful, where he's like, well, you have to earn something for it to matter, and it's like, you can make that argument.
What? I don't know.
Well, isn't his thing is like those worlds would all be fake because they would you wouldn't accomplish anything. It's all just given to you. It's just your dreams come true immediately without any sort of conflict.
Basically, I guess. Yeah. Sure.
Which is I guess also the thesis of Evangelion to a degree.
Yeah, I think I might have gotten Evangelion. I didn't get it for a while. I thought
the things that we experience through social interaction and all the suffering is what ultimately makes it worth it when things go right.
Well, I saw a tweet that was like it made something click for me where it was like everyone points out how Shinji, is a bitch, but the point of the show is that you're supposed to question why you yourself will not get in your own robot. And I was like, oh
no. That's fucking mad fucking deep, bro.
Shit. So yes. Okay. So I also made note that they had so little confidence in this show that you could see in the credits, the show's official website is futurediary.tv/BO. Still there, by the way. Terrible design. Sasuga, Japan. Eiji gets stabbed in the stomach. Ouch, not my stomach. No, fuck. And then big reveal. Oh my gosh, it was Sena who caused the Destructo, not him. He still gets stabbed though. I don't know.
What does it matter though?
No, nothing. What
does it matter? Because it's like, okay, they're ultimately not responsible for it.
Like he didn't.
Fucking kids.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't matter to him. It doesn't matter. What does that? That changes nothing about anything. It gives her some motivation, I guess, because she wants to undo it by going into Dream World. But why did she stab? I guess she stabbed him to stop him. I don't know. Fine, whatever. Episode 10 is called Order. They all begin with order, but this order is fight and believe in yourself. Is this an 80s mecha? What is going on? So yes, it's all about her backstory. There's so much build up to like learning what her wish was, as if it's going to be another reveal, but it's the same thing we already know. It's like 5 minutes of build up to like what was the wish, and she just wished for the thing that he thought he wished for. And then he was like, as a 6-year-old, he was like, quote, I'll shoulder all of her sins.
Yes.
That's the most anime thing to have a 6-year-old say that.
Kid doesn't even know what sins are yet.
Shouldering things. Yeah. Like, why would you shoulder someone else's? Like, my sister didn't understand why people tried to pay bills at dinner for each other until she was like 19, and we have a 6-year-old being like, I'll take on all of her burdens. She
doesn't even fucking have burdens. Why doesn't
she feels bad about it?
Why doesn't he just use his wish to undo it? Why doesn't he just say like, I'm going to shoulder her burdens by stopping this from having been real?
He doesn't know how it works. He doesn't know it's a wish thing. It's just like that was his first thought. It was like, I don't want her to be sad. I don't know.
Okay, but you just undo it.
Yeah, he gets his hand
right there. Off. You're right there, my guy.
Oh, he kisses her, or she kisses him. There's a sis kiss, and then he gets his hand cut off. Also, oh my hand.
I kissed my sister about my hand.
Oh, I'm gonna fuck my sister with a missing hand. Fuck. Then he gets saved by Rin, and she takes her eye out. And there was an eye patch girl in Mirai Nikki as well, by the way. And the rest of the episode was in black and white, sort of. And
it felt like they ran out of budget.
That's not strictly lower budget, but I get what you mean. Maybe it is. I don't know. I think he fixed it. Is what happened.
Oh, I think he done fixed it.
I think my boy fixed it. That's nice that happened like that.
Yep.
He dominates the world or something.
Yeah, he expands his domination powers back out so that he's able to.
He should have done that earlier.
Yeah, you would think. I think he gets a wish because he looks in the gate or something. There's a lot of stuff he should have done earlier. Remember when those guys were getting executed and he decided to do his plan after like 4 people.
Yeah, when there's one left, he was like, I will stop this from happening.
Yeah. The like literally just why aren't all of the people around him super pissed?
Only one of the familial relations is brought up. It's big guy's uncle.
Yeah,
but like lots of other people get killed and no one mentions who it is or how they know him.
No, they might have gone for some distant cousins, maybe.
That's a weird,
weird
choice.
Yeah, he just waited so he could reveal his plan at the last minute. But that's honestly way more fucked up than any of his involvement in the initial destruction of the world. He has way more responsibility for that, and that doesn't seem to bother him at all.
Maybe. Mayhaps.
He
doesn't really end up with one of the girls, really. Or I guess it's basically Rin. I don't know. But the two are still there. He goes to school with them. And also Daisy comes back as like a girl.
Yeah, she's like a girl in the class.
Yeah. So normal school life. That's nice.
That's big order.
That was such a big order.
I went the other day, went to Domino's, and I got like 4 pizzas and a whole bunch of wings and a couple of 2 liters of Coke, and they're like, "Damn, that's a big order."
We made all these jokes in 2016, by the way.
I thought we did. Come on, you can't give us a title like Big Order. You can't name your thing Big Order. They're also the titles. All of the episode titles are big blank, or like a lot of. At least I was noticing that. It was like I don't know if it was.
It's like there's 2 titles. There's a Japanese title and then there's an English title, and it's like it's big something, and then it's also order : do something relevant to the episode.
Yeah.
What happened to his sister? She okay?
She comes back. She shows up at the very end.
Sweet.
She's able to run. She's running out and about and going to school and stuff.
That is great.
It is good. It is good to hear that her sister's okay. His sister's okay. That's good.
That's good.
Happy ending for Big Order. For
our boy AG. What did he learn? What did AG?
He learned his dad was a big douchebag. Yeah, this is the thing about train wrecks is that like when something's bad, it's just not enjoyable. But when it's a train wreck, you're just fucking loving it. You're just lapping it up.
Perplexed.
Yeah. Just like this is like I can't fathom how any of this got made. I don't know how they made these mistakes, and it's entertaining in that way. And that's the kind of I got exactly what I was hoping for out of this show, which is that it's complete nonsense. And you really did deliver on. I want something that's a mess, and you really nailed it, my man.
Yeah. I needed to get this one done, and I got her done.
Can't believe we didn't do it sooner, honestly.
Yeah.
We've been going for like fucking 2 hours.
That's a long time.
Yeah. I mean, not that anybody heard most of it.
It's like midday for me now. This is bullshit. So for those of you who don't get the joke, it's 1 a.m. So yeah, thanks for joining us in normal time here.
Yeah, everything's okay.
The name of our new podcast is Normal Time.
Yep.
And
totally average.
Oh wait, there it is. Anything else we should do for Joe, I found this fucking website, man. Joe. Let me tell you, Jack. It's this website called Fab Service, Joe. And they got these fucking anime titties like you wouldn't believe. We're talking fucking big old titties. We're talking little titties. We're talking medium-sized titties. We're talking fat asses, Joe. I'm telling you, Jack, it's crazy. And we might get cut off at some point. The transmission might end. So I just want everyone to know that the YouTube moderators are fucking.